our next speaker, my dear friend, Zach Benson. Zach is the founder of Assistagram and one of the best Instagram marketers in the world. Zach, if you want to tell our viewers more about you, I would love to hear more details.
Yeah. So excited to be here. Thanks for having me, Anna. Excited to share with you guys today. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I was actually a breakdancer and traveled the world, was on So You Think You Can Dance, a TV show. For many years I was just traveling the world, teaching dance, doing what I love, and then got into Instagram. And now we have a 220 million network on Instagram. We're working with some of the top marketers, people in the world like Russell Brunson, the founder of ClickFunnels, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and the Ritz-Carlton are all clients. So I'm excited to teach you guys today how to growth hack your Instagram account. And man, it's going to be a lot of fun. So can't wait. So this is what I want to teach you guys today, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to do all of this stuff without any bots, without any automation, without any sketchy software, because that no longer works and it's bad and also hurts your account. So I'm going to teach you guys some strategies that will basically help your account grow thousands of followers per month. Normally I'm traveling, right? So I think a lot of you like to travel and attend events. And right now I'm in my parents' basement in Iowa, USA. So normally you see me somewhere like
Those pictures though, oh my gosh. So
yeah.
good.
So let's get started, okay? So as you can see here, like this is one of our accounts and it's going viral. It's this one's called Explorer. There's over 14 million views on this video, 20 million impressions. So as you can see, like these are some of our accounts and they're doing very well. But what I'm going to be showing you guys today, and look at this, is I'm going to be teaching you 3 secrets, and we'll have some time to talk about some other things. But these are 3 things that will really start helping your Instagram account. And so secret number 1 is about Instagram SEO. So we know Google SEO is super important. Everybody's trying to land on the first, second page, rank for different keywords. Well, I'm going to teach you how to do that on Instagram. There's over 2 billion active users, and I'm going to teach you how to not only do Instagram SEO, but how to also rank for different hashtags and keywords that people are searching for on the platform, so that your content can be seen by millions of people. And lastly, I'm going to be teaching you guys about engagement groups and teaching you how to promote and boost your content for free, really for free. So these are 3 things I'm going to be teaching today. So the first thing that I just want to go over and share a little bit about is the massive opportunity that we have, because Instagram now has over 2 billion active users. I mean, there's 800,000 people using Instagram stories every single day. Obviously, it's owned by Facebook. But look here, I mean, Instagram is beating Facebook just organic reach and impressions wise. So Instagram is in orange and Facebook is in red. And there's just a lot more opportunity to grow organically on Instagram. So if you're not actually on it now, like now's the time to be on it so that you can be ahead of the game and not left behind. So just a few quick numbers here, right? Like Instagram influencer marketing is a $15 billion industry, right? So a lot of brands are pouring more and more money nowadays to get their products in influencers and celebrities' hands, because they know that that's the new age of marketing, and that's what's working and really popular right now. So you think of people like The Rock and Conor McGregor and some of these mega celebrities that have even created their own brands. They're selling out in a matter of hours when they launch. And so I'm going to be teaching you also how to connect with these influencers and big celebrities and A-listers for free, and getting them to promote your stuff for free, because that's really where it's at, and there's a lot of opportunity. So yeah, and then just more numbers, right? 5% of Instagrammers take action after being inspired by a post, right? So they see your content, they find your page, they give it a follow, And there's a couple of ways that you can drive traffic to an offer, right? So one, you can do it in the link in the bio. And two, if you have 10,000 Instagram followers, you can do the Instagram story swipe up and drive people to a website or something that you're trying to promote and sell. And so what I want to spend most of my time here with you guys today is more in the growth hacks. So step number one, Instagram SEO. Okay, so write this down, Instagram SEO, secret number one. I'm going to be sharing and talking about one of my repost accounts. It's called Glamour Ideal. And what do I mean by repost? Repost meaning that if you see in the right hand corner, like my page, I'm reposting. Essentially, all I'm doing is just finding other viral content, other artists and creators, hair tutorials, makeup, beauty tutorials, videos, and I'm reposting it onto the page, giving them credit, right? And basically using these three strategies to make it go viral. And some of them have gotten 900,000, hundreds of thousands, millions of views. And that's how we grew this account from scratch, from zero to now it's almost over 400,000 followers. And so and I'm going to teach you how to do the same. So the trick here and the thing that is really cool is that you can actually rank for different keywords. So like look at here. So glamour, beauty, like my page is popping up first. Same thing over here. You type in travel because I'm really big into travel and work with a lot of hospitality clients. Like our clients and pages are hitting first when people hit travel. So I mean this is start, and it's always changing all the time, but you really want to optimize your profile for Instagram SEO. Okay, so there's really three things that you have to do, and this is a super simple trick, but all you have to do is simply open the Instagram app. Step one, edit the profile, and in the name section, instead of putting your name twice, right? Instead of like putting glamour ideal or glamour ideal twice, write three keywords that are related to your page and your content. So again, glamour, makeup, beauty. So I think you guys get this, but
Awesome. Right. And I see it. Why didn't I not think of this before?
It's easy. It's very, very easy. And see, so like here, Zach Vacay is my personal account. And so, my page is all about travel and nature. So in the name section, I'm writing travel and nature so that I could, and world and traveler, because that's the type of content, other people's content that we post. And
That's awesome. It makes
yeah,
perfect sense.
yes. So this is the trick that you can start using right away. The second thing that I want to teach you is you need to, like, when you're writing your bio, you want to actually write your bio out in the notepad, because if you try to just edit your profile and type your bio like in the Instagram app, it's going to be kind of like messed up, and it won't look like nice like this. And so once you're done writing your bio, like I'd use emojis and talk about some things that you've accomplished and done. My call to action for the Zach Vacay page is learn how we travel the world for free. And so I tell people to click on that, brings them to my Forbes article, which then is all about how millennials travel the world with Instagram for free. And inside the article, I was allowed to put a lead magnet, a freebie guide. And so when people click on that guide, it then brings them to my Facebook chatbot. And then, chatbots, everything is automated, but it's very simple. It's like, hey, see you want the free guide? Like, where do we send it to? They type in their email, boom, it's on its way. Next, do you want to join my Facebook group? And I get 30 to 40 people saying, yes, I want inside your group every single day, just from my one account. So this is a great way, not only to build your chatbot subscribers, but also your email list. And we all know how important list building is for affiliate marketing. So this is a very cool and simple strategy that I use. And there's many, many ways for you to monetize. And yeah, Anna, feel free to stop me anytime. But or any questions about that before I move to secret two?
Absolutely, I will. It's just, it's so clear. And honestly, this is the beauty. When someone really knowledgeable tells you something, it's usually something extremely simple, but I never thought about it before, right? So this is, it's fantastic. Like, I'm actually going to go and edit my Instagram profile for our business, right? So instead of having the name, it makes so much more sense to have stuff related to, in our case, affiliate marketing, performance marketing. So that's awesome.
Yes, yes. And Instagram's a tool that you can use because once you do have 10,000 followers, once you do have a bigger following, it's going to be easier for you to reach out to other people that you want to connect with and do a partnership with, because you have a bigger following and your content is seen by more people. It's just easier to seal deals. So step number two, so hashtags, like, um you can type in any basic generic hashtag, but if I typed in the hashtag travel, that has alone on that hashtag 420 million posts, right? So many people are using that so many times, dozens and hundreds and thousands of times a day, that the likelihood if I just used travel and I only had 500 followers would be like for zero. I would never be able to hit the top post, because in order to do so, I would have to have a lot of engagement and I'd have to have a lot of followers. So what I'm recommending that you do when you do your hashtag research is to find the hashtags that have smaller number of posts on them. So you start with a mega hashtag like travel or entrepreneurship or marketing or whatever products that you're trying to sell, and get people to think, okay, begin with the end in mind. What are my ideal customers searching for? You type in those hashtags. You start with the basic one. So let's say like travel or entrepreneurship or whatever, right? They have hundreds of millions of posts. You see under that it says related hashtags, related. So you want to scroll left and you're going to find hashtags, and I found ones that were like 100,000 posts, right? So Travel and Explorer, Travel There Next, they have 120,000 posts on them. Love to Travel the World, right? 82,000 posts. Travel Dicks, right? All these different traveling. You have to kind of do this manually. I don't recommend that you use a bot or a tool, because that's bad for your Instagram algorithm and kind of messes up your account when you're using all of these things to make your Instagram life easier. So we just do it manually. We do it all by hand. But the goal here is to find hashtags that have like maybe 10 to 50,000 posts on them, 50 to 100,000 posts per hashtag, 100 to 200,000 posts per hashtag. And why? Because you want to hit the top post. You want to hit the top 12 posts for that given hashtag, because that's what's going to get you traffic to your page. So it's going to lead to more followers and impressions and clicks and potential customers if you're using hashtags that are smaller. And so I really recommend, like, people ask me like how many hashtags should I use. Well, I say use all 30, right? Maximize the total number of 30 hashtags. Use 2 to 3 hashtags in your description, like of the picture and the video. And after you post, copy the rest of them and paste them into the first comment of your piece
That
of content.
works. Sorry, this is probably a very ignorant question, but does it work? Like, even if you put the hashtags in comment, it's the same resolution as having them in the post?
Yes, you can play around with it. Some people try to do 30 hashtags there and then 30 hashtags in the description as
Mhm.
kind of a trick. So you can kind of play around with it. But there are ways that you can just simply put it in the description, in the caption, by using spacing and dots, and you can kind of put all of the hashtags there if you prefer. We just like to have our caption and description pretty clear and easy to read. but yeah, the algorithms are changing all the time, so you'll have to figure out which hashtags work for you and which method works best for you, and rotate the hashtag sets throughout the month to see which ones perform the best and give you the most exposure and followers. But still, yes, hashtags are very important. And what makes the hashtags work even better are engagement groups. Okay, so engagement groups, think of engagement groups as like that boost button, that promote button that you can hit and pay money to Instagram. And engagement groups are for free. So where do you find these? What are they, right? So right now what we're talking about are direct message groups, DM groups, all in the DM inbox. And so basically what we're doing is we're finding accounts that have followings that are the same size as us and bigger than our own accounts. And so basically what happens is everybody likes and they comment on each other's posts throughout the day. And when you get engagement from really big accounts several times a day, like it hits the algorithm and boosts you onto that home page where everybody is searching and trying to consume content for fun, right? And so the goal is to land on that home page, explore page. And you're probably wondering, like, Zach, well, how do I do this? Like, how do I like get into these groups? Because I only have like a couple of thousand followers. And how am I supposed to get a like from somebody that has 1 million followers, right? Well, there's a couple of ways to do this, right? So first, like, you can pay your way, and you can pay a little amount of money, and you can make an offer to some of these bigger pages. So you can basically DM them, send them a message, send them an email saying, hey, I love your content. I love your page. I would love to access into some of your engagement groups. Now, I'd love to pay you for it. I'd be willing to pay you like $10 or $5 for each engagement group you can get me into. And some of these pages, like, I realized, like, some of these pages are run by like teenagers, like kids, 15, 16, 20 years old. And so it's for them, like, making a quick $50, $50, $100 in an hour. I mean, boom, 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 it's done. That's good money. I was like, when I was 15, I was making like $7 an hour, like mowing my parents' lawn. So, I mean, you'd be surprised, but you will get a lot of people to say yes, like, yes, I will put you into my groups. I'll put you into our network pods. And that's how you can get into these groups. The other way, in the free way, if you don't want to spend any money on this, you want to kind of hustle and put some time and energy yourself, you can actually be the organizer, the creator. And you can reach out to, like, let's say that you have 500 followers, or 10, 500 followers. You could reach out to accounts that are like 3 to 5 times bigger, 10 times bigger sometimes, and say, hey, I'm organizing an engagement group of accounts that have 20,000 followers plus. Would you like in? And some will say yes, some will say no. But if you actually put in the time and the energy and the effort and make everybody's life easier by saying, hey, so and so has joined, you'll get other people to say, yes, I want into your group. And that's how you can start these engagement groups and start to see some traction on Instagram. So the things that I'm teaching you, like, these are the exact strategies that, like, we're using for like our personal clients and even our own repost pages. And like, that's how I grew my Zach Vacay account, like from 0 to 70,000 followers, just by these strategies that I'm sharing with you right now. And it cost me no money at all. And so I think if you're new to Instagram, or if you're kind of on the edge and like interested in learning more, I definitely recommend either buying an Instagram account, because there's marketplaces for that, or you could reach out to accounts that you want to buy. It's just like domain buying, or like blog page buying, or Facebook group buying. You can buy Instagram accounts and get a head start. But then also, it's just a great way to see like what types of content is doing well and going viral. And I think that's the best way to start if you're new to this. Everybody should have a repost page because you can use that page to connect with other influencers and celebrities to get them to promote products. Because if you have a big page, and even if it's a repost page, people want to work with you and will promote your products for free or services or offers for free because you have an audience, right? So when you approach somebody and say, hey, I already have a 100,000 follower Instagram audience page, like these are the demographics, these are the countries, like I think we could do some things. It could be a good fit for your audience and your offers, right? By having that Instagram asset that has a huge audience, you can leverage it to connect with other people and do deals and partnerships. And this is what I do like all the time. Like, and I want to talk a little bit more like, oh, how are you doing on time? Do we
Oh,
have like,
great. This is so interesting. I don't even care. Let's go over. This is fantastic. I personally am learning so much from you. I loved
yeah,
it.
okay, thanks, thanks.
Yeah, you're
Um,
welcome.
so this like, okay, travel hacking, right? Nobody can travel right now, but like things are starting to open up. And, in the past 3 years, I've been able to get over 800 nights for free, like all for free. And why am I telling you this? Like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, everybody does love travel. I think everybody does love creating memories and fun times with their friends and loved ones. But what the overall, like the strategy and philosophy that I'm trying to teach you is just the power of like leverage and using other people's networks to get what you want or get what they want, and then together you form an alliance and a whole army of people loving on you, being singing your praises, endorsing you, and endorsing your products and services. And I think that this relates to you guys because this is what you're doing every day. Like you want to get an army of promoters saying you gotta use your products and services and buy your offers, right? So how I've done it and how I've made an irresistible offer and how you can do the same. This is the Maldives, right? So this was like, oh, this was my second trip. This was my friend Alina, and then her husband is like my videographer, and yeah, this was a Maldives trip that we got like 15 nights all for free, full board. As you can see, like this was 5 night stay. We stayed at like 3 different hotels. For full board basis means breakfast, lunch, dinner, alcohol, the whole works. Private seaplanes that like flew and landed on the water and dropped us off. And so yeah, we got all of these rooms for free. This was another one where we got like uh 2 nights for 5 people, 3 rooms, right? So not only am I getting the rooms, but not just one, I'm getting 3 rooms and everything paid for, right? So normal trip there would be around 25,000 just, for 7 to 10 nights. Oh, so you can't see this very well, but this was my very first trip to the Maldives, and this was at the legendary Suniva Gianni and Fushi, and this Johnny is like the one where everybody stays at. It's like $20,000 a night. Um, you think of like you have your own slide. So like in the morning, like I would like do a selfie video and be like yo, like this is how I wake up in the morning, and I'd slide down the slide into the water. And after afternoon or evening, like I had this little button, so when I was laying on bed and drinking some champagne, I could click a button and my whole moon roof, like had a rooftop moon roof on my villa, and that would open up and I could fly my drone and I could see the stars at night. It was crazy.
So
It
cool.
was crazy. um so you're like wondering, oh, and the last one, this was like this was like um it was my first collaboration in Bali. And it was their presidential suite, and I think it was only for like 4 nights. um but then I sealed a deal with them for 125 nights.
Oh, wow.
125 nights at that hotel, and I used 50 nights straight for myself. And then so 50 nights I stayed there. And then in a row. And then I gifted the rest to my friends and family and clients and business partners. So it was fun. It was fun. So how do I do this? And like, what am I trying to teach you here? Well, so think about it. And this right now, this stuff that I'm teaching you is only for Max Web Group and honest, like your tribe, because I like you and you're awesome and you know what you're doing. And um, this is secret stuff, guys. So how you're probably wondering, like, Zach, like how can I do this, right? I don't have like a 220 million network. I don't have like 5 million followers. Like, I don't want to spend, like, I don't have a lot of credit cards and points and miles and all this stuff. Well, you don't have to do that stuff. Like, you don't have to have any of it. I'm going to teach you how to do all of it
I'm so
for free.
excited.
So step number one, right? Like, we talked about engagement groups and how to get into these groups. So as you build relationships with people that have a bigger following than you build friendships and a partnership. And a lot of these accounts that had like 100,000 followers or a million followers, you can actually pay them for a post. So think about it. If you have 500 followers on Instagram yourself, but you become friends with an account that has a million followers or 3 million followers, like, you would be surprised. Like, a lot of these accounts, like, I have a friend that has a 5 million follower account and he only charges $130 per post
Wow.
on his 5 million follower account. That's insane engagement. It's got like a 3 to 5% engagement rate on some of his posts are higher, 5 to 10% engagement. It's really good. And so what you can do is you can build relationships and trade services. And that's kind of how I got my foot in the door with some of these bigger accounts. So even if you necessarily don't have a lot of money to do these engagement groups and to buy Instagram accounts, um, you can actually pay for placement. So you can create a network of people that have millions of followers and say, hey, how much do you charge for a post? And some accounts with 100,000 followers say, hey, I charge $20 per post. Or some accounts with 500,000 followers say, I charge $100, right? You'll have to figure out which ones charge you fair prices and which ones are just crazy. But find the ones that have fair prices. And then when you're approaching a hotel, you can say, hey, I have a network of 5 million followers. These are the accounts. They're not your accounts, they're your friends' accounts. And instead of paying like $25,000 for a 7-night stay in the Maldives, you're paying like a few $100.
That's
So
awesome.
you want to do this with everything that you're trying to promote, because a lot of these celebrities and influencers, like, they've worked hard on their brands, but if you can really just like figure out like what is value to them, right? What's valuable to them, what do they truly really want, what are their challenges and how to solve their challenges and problems, like, you can build a relationship with them, and then you can tap root into their network and get them to connect you with other people that you really want to connect with. And then you get a circle of influencers to promote your offers. And this is really how I do it. But and then this last secret that I want to share is, and then we'll do some Q&A if you have any, is, okay, what is the value stack? Because I think we live in a world now that where it's 2020, and a lot of people have been screwed over and scammed, and just like sometimes, like, just like the offer isn't like irresistible, like a no-brainer, because a lot of, like, let's take this to the hotel industry. Like, a lot of these influencers are trying to offer the bare minimum, but when you're trying to approach a hotel or an influencer or a celebrity, think about like how you can just simply help somebody and go above and beyond and serve them and add value to them and stand out from the rest of the pack, because first impressions matter most. And so when I approach a hotel or a celebrity and I want to do a deal with, I make a stack of 12 things that I can help them with. So first, I do the research on the hotel or the celebrity. I get, or the business person I want a partnership and get them to promote something. I um I write everything down and I listen to their podcast or read an article or one of their trainings or buy their book. And I mean, if they're really famous, I want to connect with them. Then I make them feel understood. I comment on their social medias. I send them a DM. I send them an email of ways that I can help them. So for the hotels, I'm like, we can do 5 positive Instagram posts per night. We can do content for your hotel, video, pictures, unlimited, right? We can do a training that's going to help you and your staff learn how to use Instagram better. We're going to do reviews. We're going to do Google, TripAdvisor, Facebook reviews. These things are free, guys. These things are free, but they really matter and are important to these people. And so you find a list of those 10 things and you'll have no trouble at all traveling the world for free and getting any influencer and celebrity to promote your stuff for free. And so, that's all I had for you, really.
That's all. Just 30 minutes of the best information ever. That's
Yeah,
fantastic. Honestly, thank you so much. I mean, that was great. And as you were speaking, I did get a bunch of questions from our partners.
yeah.
Um, One of the affiliates is asking, how much money did you have when you started? Like, did you have a big bank account? Because a lot of the people that have, that are very successful now, they usually had a lot of money to start a business with. So one of the affiliates is asking, did you have a lot of money when you decided to, put a Instagram into reality?
So before this, I was a dancer, like I said, and I was living life. I was traveling. I was making good money, right? $1,000 an hour teaching dance. But then I hurt myself. I hurt my back. I got injured, and I couldn't dance again. And I had to have a couple of surgeries. And so at that time in my life, I pretty much lost it all, and I became depressed. I became very like, what am I going to do next? And so the same guy who got me into dancing called me and was like, Zach, I know you're going through some hard times, but listen, like me and my brother, we have big opportunity here. Like we're making a ton of money on Instagram. And so I remember asking my dad, my father, for like $5,000 because I had to figure out a way to send $10,000 over to my friend in Miami, Florida at the time to get started in this Instagram stuff. Now this was 5 years ago, but at that time,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I had like $5,000 in my bank account.
That's
Um,
awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that, because a big part of who we are and how we do things, we always do and encourage people to, I know it sounds cheesy and a lot of people just say it because it sounds good, but I actually believe in this. And, myself and many people in the industry are good examples that really, if you have the hustle, the desire, that if you really want to work hard, you really don't need a lot of money to get started. So, we haven't rehearsed this answer, obviously, Zach is being honest, but how I said it many times, you really don't need a lot to get started. So that's awesome. Another question I have here, this is from a product owner. He said, do you usually advise people to, invest the time to learn how to do Instagram, or it's easier to just hire someone that knows what they're doing to do it for them and for their business?
well, it really depends where you're at in business and life and just I mean, if you have a big family and you're married and you have all these kids, I think the last thing you'd want to do is like be grinding on Instagram, but maybe you have to, right? Maybe in the beginning you do have to make sacrifices and put in the work. So I do think that everyone should have a little bit of common knowledge and try it out for themselves, right? Just so that they know a little bit and see what happens. But I mean, if you have more like disposable income where you can hire an agency, then I recommend that. And I mean, that's what we do, right? The Sistagram. And so I, in the beginning, did it myself when I didn't have money. And I learned how to grow, and I bought, a course and learned how to do it. Um, but now like there's other things that I just don't have time for, and I don't necessarily want to put all of my energy and stuff in, and so I hire somebody and I'm just like, hey, you handle it, I know what I like to do, I want to focus on this, and you just do the rest. But together as a team we can reach our goals and 5x our business together, because you're using your time wisely on and putting your priorities first.
Absolutely. One more question, I promise, or maybe two. Someone was asking, you mentioned earlier having, that you don't like to use bots and you guys like to do things manually. Does that take a lot of time? Do you spend a lot of time on this, or you have your team that does it?
Yeah, well, so I have a team. So think of a Sistagram as like your own personal virtual assistant that's just on your account doing hundreds to thousands of manual actions a day. So I have a huge team that is just liking and commenting and doing these engagement groups and doing the hashtags and doing all of this work manually, because it's way better for our clients. And I don't want to use a bot or do any of that stuff because it hurts the account. And so it is a grind, right? Those engagement groups do take a lot of time. You have to be in about 30 to 50 of these groups before you actually see some results and a difference. But if you do the work and you're consistent, you're going to see some amazing results. So yeah.
That's great. How many hours a day do you work, Zach?
So I get up, um, I usually get 8 to 9 hours of sleep a day. And how long do I work? I mean, nowadays, I mean, I'm doing a lot of partnership calls and networking calls and connection calls. So I would say probably 6 to 10 hours a day.
That's awesome. I agree. And the reason I think the specific partner asked this question, it's actually someone I know well, is one of our super affiliates, is that we both agree, right? We see a lot of people out there that, say, oh my gosh, just work 30 minutes a day. Well, I think the truth is, even when you have a successful business, even if you don't do really grinding stuff all the time, it's still extremely important to put in that time, right? Even how you said it, to have those connection calls or just figure out ways how to take the business to the next level. So that's awesome. I mean, it's empowering to see someone as successful as yourself that still puts in the time and every day wants to, work and
Yeah,
hustle.
we're just getting started. I mean, I have huge dreams and goals. It's like I'm nowhere where I want to be, but it's like I'm in a good spot, but I want to like reach the next dimension, you know?
Mindset, right? It's all about mindset.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So one more question. What do you think it's a big myth in business? Now that you're successful, what was the big myth that was going around on how you should act as a business owner that you think is not really true?
Yeah, a big myth like the E myth, like big myth. Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, really, but I think it's like I think a lot of people like you have to hustle and work hard, and it's really about just working smarter. Because a lot of us smart entrepreneurs, like I mean, like successful like people, like what they're really good at is they're building good teams, they're building good systems, they're surrounding themselves with other partners. They're good at delegation and outsourcing. And so, it comes to a point where you really can't just do it by yourself, like we talked about. And I think instead of trying to take all of the load and put all of it on yourself, um, really the key is to find other partners and people and agencies even that you can kind of give some of the workload to. Um, but yeah, I think that's like one of the myths. Like you can just do it all yourself, right? And I think some people are just like, hey, I want to do it all myself because I can't trust anybody to do it, and nobody else can do it like me. But that's a myth, because there are people way better than you, and that will, help you grow your business if you just find them and trust them and cut them loose, right?
It's so awesome you said that. Earlier today, we had the speech with Joe Evangelisti, and this is exactly what he said. That initially, when he started, he thought he can do it all, right? And he was like, oh my gosh, no one can do it better than me. And then he came to realize that there are brilliant people that do certain things way better than we do. So it's fantastic to see the recourse that, we're on the same page. That's awesome. That's a really good one. I agree. Well, Zach, this was fantastic. I think we could keep going here for another hour, but we want to make room for the next speaker.
Yeah.
But I really, really, really appreciate you, and thank you so much.
Well, yeah, thanks for having me. Hope you found a lot of value in this. And yeah, it was a pleasure. So thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.